Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm JT and welcome back to Playtime. Here to bring you guys some NHL 17 gameplay, talk a little bit about my thoughts and opinions on the game, and get into what I think makes it good, and also maybe what won't warrant some of you to buy it. I think we got a good release this year. If you're a great hockey fan, then you're going to enjoy it, but if you're more of a casual gamer, you might want to consider your options a little more carefully. So, got some gameplay up here. I think it's Penguins versus Bruins. It's an online match from earlier in the day. Figured I'd use it maybe as an avenue to talk to you guys about some of the things that I think you should look out for and whether or not you're going to pick it up. The holiday season is coming up, so with that, let's get right into it. Looking at this game, I think you get a high degree of customization. You have a lot of options to use in many of your game modes and really tailor your experience to what you want it to be. That being said, there's also a high level of detail. At times here in this clip, you'll see the Pittsburgh Penguin goal horn. Very, very accurate as to what it is in real life. They have the actual Party Hard song in the game. It's completely accurate to what it sounds like in real life. I can attest to that myself, which is good to see. Now, there's some other teams that they don't have that, particularly the Philadelphia Flyers, which really doesn't matter to me because I'm a Penguin fan, but I do know some Flyers fans that are disappointed with that. And it's not wholly accurate across the board, so it's something that you have to consider based on which team I guess you like or which teams you really care about the authenticity being there, because it isn't 100% as I said across the board. Beyond that though, getting into some of the finer tuned things, I think in Be a Pro you have the ability to skip between shifts, the ability to simulate games. Tailors a little more to those people who want to play a little more casually, get through the games quicker, and don't really want to spend as much time and really watch the entire game play out, which is good. That's something that they've really needed, and I really am happy that that's in there because it makes it more playable for me. I mean, I really don't want to sit there and watch CPUs skate around, so that's good to see. Beyond that, there still isn't a lot of story emphasis there. I mean, there's some text graphics that pop up, and there's some things that happen throughout your career, but I know for me, I typically would like to see it a little more like the NBA My Career modes, where you have kind of a story told through cutscenes, even though it's a little one-sided or there's not many options there. You still kind of have that narrative and that experience that way. I think that does a lot for me playing through those story modes, and I think it does a lot for other people. But you know, on the flip side, with game modes like NHL has, you get a little more variability. You can kind of tailor it more to yourself. Leaves a little more to the imagination, is I guess what I'm saying. But you know, it's good to see that the changes were made there. Still, I think there could be a little bit more, but that's basically what you're looking at. It's just pretty much the same version as last year. A little bit of updates here and there, but just the ability to kind of skip between portions of the game, which is good. Moving on, beyond that, a huge mode for many people in this game, and one that's probably the biggest for me, is EASHL. For those of you that don't know, that's the ability to play online with up to 5 of your other friends on a hockey team. You don't have any shifts, you're on the ice the whole time, and you can have, again, 5 skaters in the goalie. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of chaos sometimes, but it's very, very satisfying whenever it pays off and you get those very, very nice plays and really, really beautiful moments. There's also a high degree of customization there. They've put in the ability to edit everything from your goal horn, your goal song, power play song, win song, the walls of your arena, the seats of your arena, the railings, your ice layout as far as logos go, even goal horns. Everything is there. Logos, jersey editing is back. Those were a couple of things that were in the old NHL games. It's really, really nice to see. For me, it makes it a lot more enjoyable because I tend to play that game mode the most, and it helps keep things a little more unique, I guess, to say the least. When you're playing against other people, it does not seem like the same game mode over and over and over, which it did like last year. You have different stadiums, different players, different uniforms, different ice layouts, different audio. It's just all very, very new, and I think that's a very, very welcome thing into the game this year. There's not many changes gameplay-wise, though. Still is based on the class system. You can't actually build your player based on your own stats through leveling up, which a lot of people did like, even myself. but it is simple and it is good. It's just if you really care about that in-depth experience of putting each stat into each category, then I think you might want to be a little bit careful with how much you're going to play this game. Maybe you get it from a friend and try it out if you're just looking at EASHL, because if you really dislike that class system, I just don't know if you're going to like this. They updated the classes. There's now, I think, 8 to 10, some variations of the basic ones, which makes it nice. I think it's like a hitting sniper, things like that. It gives you a little more variability. You can choose a little bit of a different play style, but for me, I definitely am glad that they put the customization into the game. On the whole, that goes across all categories, and that's probably the major theme of this video right now. Is the customization that's in this game. I'm really a huge fan of it. That's something that I love. For other people, it's kind of on the back burner. It's not a big of a deal for them, and that's fine. But I think for me, it's definitely something that I have really, really wanted, and it's really delivered for me this year, especially with the tailoring to the accurate audio for the goal horn with the Penguins. Of course, the jerseys had to be updated. Now, as far as ice layout goes for the arenas, I think for the most part they're accurate. There are a couple teams, though, that I have not checked to be certain. I know actually for sure that Pittsburgh's is not correct. It says Consol Energy Center still, and it just has the Penguin logo with Pittsburgh gold. It doesn't have the 50 years crest that they're wearing as a patch this year, which, you can't really blame them for. I think the name changed after the game came out. But with that said, I mean, there's still a lot in this game and a lot of accuracy. It's give and take. It really depends on your team, as I've said before. But there is a lot there. There's a lot of updates. And it's a really solid outing. The NBC package that they've had as far as presentation the past few years is as great as ever. There's some updates in the commentary, which is still a little dull compared to other games like the NBA 2K series, which has always had fantastic commentary. It's still a little bare bones. There's still not much there as far as variation between game to game. However, the actual presentation of it visually looks exactly like you're watching a game, on a Saturday afternoon. So that's great to see. It's good to have that in the game, but there's still room for improvement there. Definitely something to keep in mind. With all these areas, I think overall, if I were to have to sum up what this year's release has been like for me, it's been a gradual step forward, and I think that's what we're going to see with EA. A lot of people don't like it for that reason, and others, in their sports gaming franchises. NHL is typically well received critically, but some people are just going to be a little frustrated that there isn't this drastic increase from year to year, whether it be graphically or gameplay-wise, and to some extent, that's very, very understandable. And I think when you have a series like this, which has had a very strong base really since NHL 15, it's important to realize that. And whenever you typically have that, I think you're going to get a more gradual system of growth, which is really a good thing. I mean, you don't want to mess up what you have going for you. It has been a little slow. I mean, NHL 15 was bare bones, pretty much no other game modes besides, I think, Hut and Play Now. Be a pro. Moving forward, of course, we got EASHL last year, which was huge. Now this year, we have the whole customization package coming out. Hopefully they'll continue to move forward. It would be nice to see some graphical differences, maybe a little bit of presentation change, and definitely an improvement in the commentary. But I think for the most part, they've got a really solid game that most people will like, and most people will enjoy. Now, there are those people who, there's some things in this game that it just ruins it for them, and that's, again, understandable. However, I think probably 8 out of 10 people are really going to like this if they genuinely wanted the game. So, that being said, we're looking now at whether or not you want to buy this. I think for me, it's going to have to come down to, are you a casual fan or are you a serious fan of this series? And beyond that, do you have last year's release? I think if you're going from NHL 15 to NHL 17, regardless of who you are, if you know you're going to play a hockey video game and that's what you want and that's what you like, go ahead and get this. This will definitely be a huge step forward. It's night and day between those 2 years. However, if you are the casual fan and you're looking at, going from 16 to 17, and you still have some friends that play EASHL on 16, or not all your friends have migrated to the new one yet, I might recommend staying. I think it's definitely something that you got to consider. Watch gameplay, which I'll post some on here beyond this video, as well as others, but definitely take a look into things, really consider it. However, if you're a hardcore fan, it doesn't matter which game you have. Go ahead and pick it up. You're going to like it. It's definitely worth it, and I would recommend it. I think overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very solid game. It takes a lot of steps in the right direction. However, there are some things that aren't included that I think a lot of people would like, and it's definitely not perfect. Still some glitches, some glitchy goals, and for that reason, it can't receive a score higher than that, in my opinion. But those are basically my thoughts on NHL 17 and the things that I enjoyed about it. I hope you guys like this. I'm probably going to be putting up some more gameplay of NHL 17 soon with some commentary if I can. So let us know, guys. Again, let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you think about these games. We want to hear what you guys have to say, and definitely looking forward to bringing you guys more content that you would like to see. So go ahead and get in contact with us. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and with that, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching Playtime.
One team is going to be short from this. Let's see what the call is. The Bruins get a 2-minute penalty for tripping. The Penguins go on the power play yet again. It has come up empty with a lot of chances.
Time of the penalty, 13 minutes.
Puck is scooped up by Crosby. Moving well with it in their own end. And still with it in neutral ice. Heads to the front. He scores! This three right away.
Scored on the power play by number
drives to the net. Skill play by Knack.
Time of the goal. 14
little pass that can start some progress ahead. In all alone. Oh, what a stop. The Penguins lug the puck in the defensive zone. Thrown in. Goes back into his own end of the ice to see how things are developing. Takes that pass behind the net. Looks ahead. Tipped by the stick. That's just good fundamental defense. A shot. Boston's on the move up the wing. Back on his stick. A neutral zone carry. The drama heightens in this final minute of the second period. Lets it go. Outstanding save made off the nice face-off work. The Bruins with possession through the neutral zone. Brings a shot. He beat everything but the post. 40 minutes have been played. A rest is deserved. Let's check out the lucky 13 for the Bruins and 10 for Pittsburgh. Two periods played, one period ahead. What are your thoughts so far, Eddie?
Boston's had very little time of possession. They've been outplayed in that category big time, but they're still in this game. One shot, and they're right in it.
The Penguins carry through center. And that's an offside. No team, and there was a shot. Boy, that strikes me as odd.
Boy, he must be late for his alarm clock because that's how late it was.
the roundhouse and the decision.
Well, that went pretty well as expected.
Oh, that was a grueling scrap. They're going to get a chance to rest for 5 minutes.
Pittsburgh penalty.
They
to
win the
number
draw
58,
and will now set up an
Christopher
attack.
A 5-minute major for fighting. Boston penalty to number 33.
Gets in. What'll he do?
Chara. A 5-minute
Takes a
major
shot.
for fighting.
Waffle
5 minute
boarded.
penalties, 45 seconds.
Taken behind by Bergeron. Good poke check by Hagelin. Bergeron's hooked on the play. There will be a penalty. Pittsburgh's 2-minute penalty is a minor and the call is hooking.
Well, what he was trying to do is trying to get the puck, but unfortunately for him, he reached in and hooked around the player. Off to the penalty box he goes.
Boston's power play gets another chance to operate. Hasn't been effective yet.
Time of the penalty, 2 minutes, 14 seconds.
A hammer shot from the point. Great glove save. He's got it, but has to get rid of it. Fired away and back down. To Backus. The Penguins starting back in their own end. But they'll have to drop back as this has been cleared out by Fair. The power play unit has to recoil and try yet again. Pitching it to Lyles. Into the attacking end. Pass off the woodwork to Pasternak. Fires. Guarded the goal again. The Penguins have killed it off. That pass tipped away by the opposition. Passing one off now to Cullen. Good jab with the stick there. And now it's directed to Marchand. Possession seized. Got in front of another one.
You want to score goals, you have to go to this area. You got to find a way to put it in the net.
Murray's exaggerating the glove stop there. It's a nice stop. It really wasn't that difficult.
Just a little over 6 minutes have gone by as 2 goals have been scored, both by one team. The Bruins wheel one ahead up the wing. Ah, that's a really good head fake. Moving it to Sheary. He's in on an onside play. Strong wrist shot. Great glove save, and he keeps it.
Well, the hands are quicker than the glove. Great save.
Back and forth they go between the points.
Deflected, Eddie, and when we get a look at it on the replay right here, you're going to see the goalie's in position, but because the puck is deflected the way it was, it gets past him in a way he just can't react to.
One of the great things about this sport is watching 2 big guys collide.
Sometimes nowhere to go. He tried to squeeze through guys, but he took a big hit.
Boston's in possession as they travel up the wing. He left his feet, but not on his own, and not by choice. And he's all alone. Huge stop by Rask. Chara's carrying it back in his own end, hoping for neutral ice. Lets it go. Wonderful stop.